Welcome to Stories Junction. Let's begin today's story. My name's Jacob Turner. I'm 37, and I own a small consulting firm that helps mid-sized tech startups untangle their operational messes. I built it from nothing, grinding for over a decade. It's not glamorous, but it's solid, and it's mine. Somewhere in that blur of work, I met Lauren. We've been together for 3 years. She's 35, runs a thriving lifestyle brand. Home decor, wellness tips, travel content, all polished for her blog and Instagram. She's damn good at it. We met at a mutual friend's rooftop party in Seattle. She teased me about my outdated jacket. I liked her bluntness. A year later, we moved into a sleek apartment in Capitol Hill, lease in both our names. I proposed 6 months after that. Nothing extravagant, just us, a quiet dinner at home, and a simple question. She said yes, her eyes bright. Wedding plans kicked into gear. Venue secured, her dress picked out, invitations sent. Everything felt like it was falling into place. But about 5 weeks before the date, I knew we had to talk about something practical, even if it wasn't romantic. One evening, I got back early from a client meeting. Lauren was sprawled on the couch, tweaking a video for her channel. I sat beside her, casual but deliberate. "Hey," I said, "there's something we should discuss before the wedding. It's not a big deal." She glanced up, curious. "It's about a prenup. Something straightforward. You keep what's yours, I keep what's mine, and anything we build together is split evenly." Her face stayed neutral for a moment, then her eyes narrowed slightly. "A prenup?" she repeated, setting her laptop aside. "Yeah," I said. "It's just smart, especially with my firm. It protects us both." She leaned back, arms crossed. "So you don't trust me?" Her voice was flat, but there was an edge. "It's not about trust," I said, keeping my tone even. "It's about being clear. My business was built before we met. It's separate." She stood up, her movements sharp. "That's exactly what it's about. You're already thinking about divorce before we're married." I stayed seated. "I'm protecting what I built. It's not personal." Her voice rose. "If you think we need a prenup, maybe we don't need a wedding." The words hit like a slap, but I didn't flinch. "That's a heavy thing to say, Lauren." She stared at me, unyielding. "Say it, Jacob. Do you trust me or not?" I kept my voice steady. "This isn't about trust. It's about my company, my employees, my responsibility." She shook her head, almost pitying. "You're acting like your business matters more than us." "No," I said, "but it's part of me, just like your brand is part of you. If we split, I wouldn't claim half your platform." She scoffed. "That's not the same, and you know it." She walked to the kitchen, poured a glass of water, and leaned against the counter. "Do you know how this looks, Jacob? To my family? My followers? You expect me to tell them I signed a prenup like some gold digger?" "I'm not asking you to tell anyone," I said. "I'm asking for a simple agreement. We leave with what we brought in." She set the glass down with a clink. "You either trust me or you don't." I started to respond, but she cut me off. "I'm not signing anything. If you want a prenup, there's no wedding." She stormed out of the room. I didn't chase her. I just sat there, the air heavy with something I couldn't name. This wasn't about a document. It was about power, about who'd been first. She expected me to back down, to smooth it over, but I didn't. That night, I packed a duffel and went to stay with Ryan, my business partner and oldest friend. I didn't rant or break anything. I just called the venue and caterer the next morning and canceled everything. When I woke, my phone was lit up, 42 missed calls from Lauren. I didn't answer. Instead, I opened Instagram, which I rarely use. Ryan had sent me a screenshot during the night. It was one of Lauren's posts, a soft focus photo of us from our engagement shoot, now in sepia. Her caption read, "Sometimes love isn't enough. Sometimes trust shatters. I'll never understand how a signature broke us. My heart's in pieces." It had 18,000 likes in hours, comments pouring in. "You're too good for him. He didn't deserve you. You dodged a bullet." Her followers were grieving for her, vilifying me. I didn't reply, not to her, not to the comments. That afternoon, her sister Claire called. "Jacob, what the hell's going on?" she asked, more exasperated than upset. "She gave me an ultimatum," I said. "I chose." Claire sighed. "You're really ending it over a prenup?" "No," I said. "I'm ending it because she expected me to cave." There was a pause. She's falling apart, you know. She's also strategic, I said. That post wasn't grief. It was branding. Claire muttered something about me being harsh and hung up. That night, Lauren showed up at Ryan's place. We still had location sharing on from better days. I'd forgotten to turn it off. She knocked, and I opened the door. She looked raw. No makeup, hair in a messy bun, wearing an old sweatshirt. But her voice was soft, practiced. "Jacob, I messed up. I was scared. I shouldn't have pushed you. I'll sign it. Whatever you want." For a moment, I felt that old pull, the part of me that still cared. But her eyes were dry, her tone too perfect. "It's too late, Lauren," I said. "There's no prenup because there's no wedding." Her face hardened. "You're really doing this?" I already did. I closed the door, my chest tight, but my resolve intact. 3 days after I closed the door on Lauren, the first signs of trouble hit. A bad Google review popped up for Turner Consulting. Nothing too alarming, just a vague complaint about unprofessional service. Then another on Yelp, calling me arrogant and unreliable. By the end of the week, they were coming in waves. New accounts, similar phrasing, dishonest owner, shady practices avoid at all costs. Ryan stormed into my office, phone in hand, his face grim. He didn't need to say it. I'd seen the same thing. The screen glowed with a fresh batch of reviews, all posted within hours of each other. I nodded. It's her. The timing was too perfect, the language too personal. One review mentioned a glitch in a software overhaul we'd done for a client, a detail I'd only shared with Lauren during a late-night vent over wine. She'd listened, nodded, asked questions. Now that same glitch was weaponized to smear us. I started archiving everything, screenshots, timestamps, usernames. One stood out, posted by Kelsey Quinn. The name rang a bell. Lauren had tagged her in Instagram stories, a fellow influencer who joined us for drinks once. Her review called me a manipulative opportunist who exploited small businesses. We didn't even work with small businesses. I sent Lauren an email, keeping it short and cold. Subject: final shared wedding costs. Lauren, the wedding is canceled. Attached is an itemized list of non-refundable expenses I covered. Your share is $12,450. Please send payment within 30 days to avoid further action. Jacob Turner. Her reply came in 8 minutes. Are you serious? Nothing else. No denial, no explanation. The next morning, my credit monitoring app pinged. A late rent payment had been reported. Our apartment lease was in both our names, but I was the primary tenant. Normally, I paid the full amount up front, and Lauren reimbursed me her half. This time, I'd asked her to send her share first, given the circumstances. She didn't. The payment was just late enough to hit my credit score. She knew it would. I called her once. No answer. I didn't try again. Instead, I called Sarah Nguyen, a lawyer I'd worked with on a contract dispute a year prior. "Sarah," I said, "someone's trying to tank my business." Her voice was calm, but sharp. "Tell me everything." So I did. Every review, every coincidence, every detail Lauren knew about my work. Sarah didn't pause. Start collecting evidence. Screenshots, usernames, anything tying her or her circle to the reviews. If we can prove intent, we've got a case. That night, I dug in. I cross-referenced review account names with Lauren's social media connections. Kelsey Quinn's Instagram matched her reviewer handle. Another review, from West Peak Solutions, linked to a graphic designer Lauren had hired for her blog's logo. The reviews used near-identical phrases: untrustworthy leadership, poor ethics, and some mentioned details only someone close to me would know, like the glitch. I found 3 accounts with IP addresses from Seattle, posted within minutes of each other. Sloppy. Then Lauren's friend Kelsey posted an Instagram story. Some people can't handle the truth. Play dirty, lose big. I messaged her from my personal account. Is this about Turner Consulting? Just asking. She replied, if it fits, wear it, and blocked me. I screenshotted it all. The real blow came when our biggest prospective client, a tech firm we'd been courting for months, went silent. Ryan got their VP on the phone. The guy was blunt. We saw the review genres, reviews online. Didn't want to risk the drama. That deal was worth $90,000. Gone. I felt the weight of it, but I kept my focus. Lauren wasn't just hurt. She was calculated. Lauren stayed in the apartment. With 2 months left on the lease, my name was still on it, but I wasn't going back. She hadn't moved out, hadn't packed. I had Sarah draft a legal notice. It was clear. Cease all defamatory posts, remove the reviews, vacate the apartment at the end of the lease, and pay the $12,450 in wedding expenses. No negotiation. 2 days later, my phone rang. Turner, a gruff voice said, "This is Richard Hale, Lauren's father. We need to talk." I leaned back in my chair. "Go ahead." He sighed like I was the one being difficult. "You've made your point. This has gone far enough." "I haven't done anything," I said. "Tell your daughter to stop attacking my business and pay what she owes." His tone hardened. "You're acting like a petty kid. Real men don't drag families into court. Real men don't let their families destroy their life's work." I shot back. "You've got 48 hours, then we escalate." I hung up. No response came. No payment, no retractions. Sarah filed a lawsuit in King County. Defamation, tortious interference, and business damages. Lauren's lawyer responded with a letter calling it baseless and vindictive. But we had evidence, screenshots, timestamps, Kelsey's DM, the glitch only Lauren knew about. The timeline was undeniable. The review started 72 hours after I ended things. Lauren's side went quiet. But the storm was just beginning, and Lauren wasn't done fighting. The lawsuit hung over everything like a storm cloud, but I kept moving forward. Turner Consulting had taken a hit. Clients hesitated, whispers spread, but Ryan and I doubled down, reassuring our team and securing smaller contracts to keep cash flowing. Meanwhile, Lauren's silence didn't last. A week after we filed, her lawyer sent a countersuit, claiming emotional distress and reputational harm. It was a weak move, all bluster, but it meant this was far from over. Sarah smirked when she read it. "They're fishing," she said. "We got the stronger hand." I kept digging for evidence. Another review surfaced, this one from Pacific Tech Consult, accusing me of cutting corners on critical projects. The phrasing mirrored a late-night argument Lauren and I had months ago about a client's delayed rollout. I'd told her about the pressure, the compromises we made to meet a deadline. She'd been sympathetic then, or so I thought. Now those details were twisted into another attack. I added it to the file, screenshots, timestamps, everything. Lauren's social media stayed active. She posted cryptic stories, a coffee cup with starting over written in loopy font, a sunset with healing takes time. Her followers ate it up, leaving heart emojis and comments like, "You're so strong," and "He'll regret this." But one story caught my eye. A selfie with her friend Kelsey, captioned, "Grateful for ride or dies who know the real story." Kelsey had posted her own story hours later. Truth always comes out. Stay classy, not petty. The subtext was clear. I saved it all. Then came the depositions. Sarah prepped me for hours. Stay calm, stick to facts, don't let them bait you. Kelsey went first. She sat across the table, all confidence, her nails tapping the wood. Sarah didn't waste time. "Ms. Quinn, did you post a review of Turner Consulting on March 12th, 2025, under the handle Kelsey Quinn?" Kelsey shifted. "Maybe. I don't remember." Sarah slid a printout across the table. Kelsey's review, word for word, next to her Instagram profile. "This is your account, correct?" Kelsey's lawyer objected, but the damage was done. Her answers unraveled, contradictions piling up. She couldn't explain how she knew about our client projects. "I heard things," she mumbled. Sarah pressed. "From whom?" Kelsey froze. "Just around." Lauren's deposition was next. She walked in polished, tailored blazer, subtle makeup, hair swept back. But her hands fidgeted, betraying her. Sarah started soft. "Ms. Hale, were you aware of specific business details about Turner Consulting, such as a software glitch in a project last fall?" Lauren's eyes flicked to her lawyer. "I don't recall." Sarah pulled out my sworn statement, detailing our conversation about the glitch. "Mr. Turner says he shared this with you in confidence. Is that true?" Lauren hesitated. "He might have mentioned something." Sarah leaned in. "Did you share that information with anyone, like Ms. Quinn, who then used it in a review?" Lauren's voice tightened. "I didn't tell anyone to post anything." But her pause was too long. her tone too defensive. Sarah kept at it, methodical, exposing every crack. By the end, Lauren admitted she discussed my business with friends in passing while we were engaged. That was enough. The judge ordered mediation before trial. It was set for a gray office in downtown Seattle. No drama, just a conference table, a mediator, and tension thick enough to choke on. Lauren sat across from me, her father Richard beside her, glowering. Their lawyer, a slick guy named Bennett, opened with a fake smile. We're here to resolve this amicably. My clients will remove the reviews in question if Mr. Turner drops the suit. Sarah didn't blink. Not enough. Your client orchestrated a campaign to harm my client's business. We have evidence. She slid a folder across the table. Screenshots, Kelsey's DM, the glitch details, the timeline. The mediator, a no-nonsense woman in her 60s, skimmed it and raised an eyebrow. This looks coordinated. Bennett brushed it off. Opinions aren't illegal. Sarah countered. Defamation is. So is tortious interference when it costs a $90,000 contract. Richard leaned forward, his voice low. Jacob, you're blowing this out of proportion. Be reasonable. I met his gaze. Reasonable was asking for a prenup. Your daughter turned that into a war. Lauren's eyes stayed on the table, but her jaw tightened. The mediator asked for our terms. Sarah laid it out. $60,000 for damages and legal fees, full retraction of all reviews, a non-disparagement agreement, an NDA, and Lauren's $12,450 share of the wedding costs. Bennett laughed. That's absurd. Sarah didn't flinch. It's documented. Your client used private information to sabotage a business. We can prove intent. Lauren's father whispered something to her, and she shook her head. Their counteroffer came. $15,000, no admission of fault. I didn't even look at Sarah. No, I said. The mediator sighed. We're not close. The room grew colder, the lines drawn. Lauren's world was starting to crack, but she wasn't backing down yet. Neither was I. Mediation dragged on for 5 grueling hours, a back and forth of offers and rejections. Lauren's lawyer, Bennett, kept pushing lowball settlements. $20,000, then $25,000, always with no admission of guilt. Sarah held firm, repeating our terms. $60,000, full review retractions, non-disparagement agreement, NDA, and Lauren's $12,450 wedding cost share. Richard, her father, grew redder with each round, muttering about greed and vendettas. Lauren stayed quiet, her eyes darting between her lawyer and the table, her composure fraying. The mediator tried to bridge the gap. Both sides have a lot to lose in court. Publicity, legal fees, time. Let's find a number. Sarah slid another document across. The $90,000 loss contract, emails from the client citing the reviews, and a breakdown of our legal costs, already at $18,000. This isn't theoretical, Sarah said. Mr. Turner's business took a direct hit. Bennett skimmed it, unimpressed. You can't prove causation. Sarah raised an eyebrow. We have the timeline, the glitch details, and Ms. Quinn's deposition. Want to test that in front of a judge. Lauren finally spoke, her voice tight. I was upset, okay? He ended everything over a stupid prenup. What was I supposed to do? I looked at her, steady. Not lie. Not use private details to ruin my company. Not drag your friends into it. Her eyes flashed. You humiliated me, Jacob. You canceled the wedding without even talking to me. You gave me a choice, I said. No prenup, no wedding. I chose. Richard slammed a hand on the table. Enough. You're both acting like children. The mediator shot him a look. Mr. Hale, let's keep this productive. He leaned back, fuming. Lauren's hands twisted in her lap, her nails digging into her palms. For a moment, I saw the woman I'd loved, vulnerable, caught in her own spiral. But then I remembered the reviews, the lost deal, the deliberate hit to my credit. That wasn't love. That was control. Bennett whispered to Lauren, then spoke. We'll do $30,000. Reviews removed, no NDA, no admission. Sarah didn't even pause. No. Full terms, or we walk. The mediator sighed, sensing the stalemate. I'll give you 10 minutes to discuss privately. We stepped into the hall. Sarah turned to me. They're cracking. Lauren's rattled, and her dad's too emotional. We can push harder. I nodded. Do it. Back in the room, Bennett tried one more angle. $40,000. Reviews gone. Non-disparagement, but no NDA. That's generous. Sarah leaned forward. Generous is admitting fault and paying for the damage. Your client's actions cost a $90,000 deal and counting. We're at $60,000, all terms, or we see you in court. Lauren's eyes widened, like she hadn't expected us to hold the line. Richard whispered furiously to Bennett, who shook his head. The mediator broke the silence. Ms. Hale, anything to add? Lauren's voice was barely audible. I didn't mean for it to go this far. Her lawyer touched her arm, signaling her to stop, but she pulled away. I was angry. I didn't think. She trailed off, looking at me. I didn't react. Her words weren't an apology. They were a plea for sympathy. I'd seen that act before, the night she showed up at Ryan's. Sarah seized the moment. If you didn't mean it, Ms. Hale, then agree to our terms. Retract the reviews, pay the damages, sign the agreements. That's how you fix this. Bennett jumped in. We're not there yet. But Lauren's face told a different story. Doubt, fear, maybe regret. The mediator adjourned for the day, urging both sides to reconsider positions. Outside, Sarah was optimistic. They'll fold. Lauren's slipping, and her dad's too hot-headed to strategize. Give it a week. But that week brought more surprises. Lauren's Instagram went private, a first in years. Ryan heard from mutual contact that one of Lauren's brand deals, a skincare line, had paused their contract, citing ongoing legal concerns. The court filing was public record now, and it was starting to haunt her. Then Kelsey posted another story. Loyalty over everything. Some people burn bridges and cry about the ashes. It was vague but obvious. I sent Sarah the screenshot. More ammo, she said. If they don't settle, this goes to trial, and Kelsey's on the stand again. I felt a grim satisfaction. Lauren had built her empire on image, but that same image was cracking under the weight of her choices. The question was, how far would she go to save it? A week after mediation stalled, Lauren's lawyer reached out. They wanted to settle. Sarah wasn't surprised. They're bleeding, she said. Lauren's losing sponsors, and her dad's tired of footing the legal bills. We met again in the same sterile Seattle office. Lauren looked drained, hair pulled back, no makeup, her usual polish gone. Richard sat beside her, arms crossed, radiating resentment. Bennett, their lawyer, opened with a strained smile. We're prepared to resolve this. $50,000, reviews removed, non-disparagement, NDA, and Ms. Hale covers the $12,450 wedding costs. Sarah glanced at me. I gave a slight nod. It wasn't everything, but it was enough to end this without a trial. Sarah laid out our conditions one last time. Full payment within 30 days, immediate review retractions, and strict compliance with the agreements. Bennett hesitated, then nodded. Lauren stared at the table, silent. Richard muttered something under his breath, but no one acknowledged it. The mediator drafted the settlement, and we signed. Lauren's hand shook as she put pen to paper. Within 48 hours, the reviews started disappearing. Kelsey's, Pacific Tech Consult, all of them. Lauren paid the $12,450 wedding costs a week later, though the $50,000 took the full 30 days. She vacated the apartment on the lease's last day, leaving it spotless but empty. My credit score took a hit from the late rent, but Sarah helped me dispute it, and it's recovering. Turner Consulting stabilized. We landed a new client, referred by someone who'd heard about the lawsuit and admired how he handled it. The $90,000 deal was gone, but we're rebuilding. Lauren's world didn't fare as well. Word spread through her circle. 2 more brand partnerships dropped her after the settlement went public. Her Instagram following dipped, not drastically, but enough to sting. I heard she moved back to Portland, staying with her parents. Her blog's still active, but the posts feel forced, less vibrant. Kelsey's Instagram went quiet too. No more cryptic jabs. It's been 9 months. My business is steady, my team intact. I haven't dated, not out of bitterness, but clarity. Love isn't a highlight reel. It's what shows up when things get hard, like when you ask to protect what you've built. Lauren's ultimatum, no prenup, no wedding, wasn't about trust. It was a test of control, and when I didn't bend, she tried to break me. She didn't expect me to walk away, to fight back, to hold the line. That prenup wasn't just a document. It was a boundary, a truth about what I'd earned and wouldn't surrender. Lauren showed me who she was when she crossed it. I showed myself who I am by standing firm. In the end, that's what matters, knowing where your lines are and meaning them, no matter the storm.